Today I am going to be doing a sketch, or I guess a finished drawing of an apple in my sketchbook. The sketchbook I'm using is the Leuchtturm A4 Master. It's 233 pages, so it's the really big one. And I am using mainly Prismacolors for this. I'm doing my sketch with a Prismacolor, and for my first initial sketch, it's usually pretty sloppy like this. I'm just getting those base shapes down, and then I go over it with more refined lines, so a better sketch of my sloppy sketch, I guess you could say. Typically, I do use the same color for my messy sketch and then my refined sketch. Although it would make more sense if I used a lighter color for my sloppier sketch or my messy sketch. So that's something, I don't know, I should probably test out. But I kind of just grab like a darker pencil. I usually like to have an outline on my drawings. I don't know why, it kind of makes it feel like things are like enclosed and you can really see the shapes. So I believe for this one I chose to do a burgundy color. I like to keep my outlines the same colors as like what the object is, instead of using like black or gray. So I chose a burgundy because it's going to be a red apple. And then I am starting by coloring in the whole thing just to get rid of some of that white space. And I'm choosing to use a neon yellow color just to make it bright. And I like starting out with the lighter colors and then building up with darker colors. And I think the neon colors are just fun, so that's why I'm starting out with neon. And now I'm using this lime color for the stem and the leaves, and I'm just doing another layer on top of that yellow color. I like to have a lot of colors kind of showing through my drawings. I think it just adds a little bit more interest rather than it just being like one solid color. You can kind of see like the bits of yellow behind the lime green. And I'm using a very light hand, so my hand is actually placed a bit further back on my pencil, so I'm not like in there pressing super hard. I'm just lightly kind of going over the whole thing. And I'm adding deeper colors as I go. Now I'm going in with an orange to go over that yellow with for the base of the apple. I found a reference photo off of Unsplash, and the apple I found is very, like, it's really red at the top and then it's pretty orangey yellow at the bottom, and I really liked all the colors that it was showing through, so I'm trying to mimic that look with the colored pencils. So I'm just getting in that initial orange color, and now I'm going in with a pink color just because when I was looking at the photo reference, I felt like I saw some pink coming through. So I'm choosing this neon pink to add in for a layer as well, just to get some bright pops of pink showing through all of those layers. And using neon colors again is it's just fun. I like using neon colors. And now we're going in with a neon orange for that base of the apple. And this is where the orange color is more visible. And I just keep going back and forth between all the colors and kind of moving around the entire apple. So I'm not really like concentrating on one specific section. I'm just kind of going all over and finding the general shapes of where those colors are and placing them there. And now I'm actually going in with more of a red color. So this is like a poppy red. So it's a lighter orangish type of red. And I'm putting that up at the top of the apple just to make that top part display a little bit more red than the bottom portion. And this is just, again, layering all of these pencils on top of each other. And then again with an orange just to kind of blend it to the bottom a bit more, so it's not like a stark like red on the top and then orange on the bottom. I want it to like blend together smooth, kind of like how an apple looks. I just do this for quite some time. This entire drawing took me about an hour, and I've managed to cut down all of my video to like, I think it's like 13 minutes, which is still incredibly long for recording myself coloring an apple. But I just kind of tend to go through so many layers of different colors and just layering on top of them, which I could probably do forever. I just kind of have to stop myself at some point. I did add in some of this like neon blue color in the leaves, which I really liked. It kind of made the shadows a bit more cool. And then going on top with like the neon yellow adds like the pop of light. I don't know. I'm having a fun time using neon colors lately. I don't know why. I'm adding a neon yellow to the top to kind of blend everything together and still make it bright. And then I'm using this neon blue to add the shadows to the base of the apple. And this is the first time I've sharpened my pencil this entire time. I like doing a blunt pencil when I'm shading, but now I'm gonna go in with the details, and I like a sharp tip for the details. So I'm just adding these details to the leaves, just adding the lines to show the directional movement of the leaves, I guess. Typically, I would add some of these dark spots to the base of the apple or like the actual apple itself, but I didn't do that this time. The reference photo I had didn't really have any dark spots, so I didn't add any in, but that would be something I would always do if I didn't have a reference photo. I would just add in like weird little dots. But this reference photo, the dots were actually lighter, so I'm going in with eraser and just kind of erasing these little dots, which is actually very difficult to do on 8,000 layers of pencil. And this is my final apple illustration. I hope you enjoyed watching. Thanks for watching. Bye.